Welcome to Table Mannerz Podcast.
Table Mannerz.
Create your own lane with your host, Emmett Combs and Tremaine Wright.
Us against the world, let's get it.
As they share conversations about real estate,
Invest in things that you understand.
life,
I had to believe in myself like never before.
passion,
Make something you 100% love.
and career with influential people in our community. This is Table Mannerz Podcast.
Welcome to Table Mannerz Podcast, man. I'm Emmett Combs, your host, and we have a co-host here.
Tremaine Wright.
I want to welcome Vernon and Eugene, Macklin, the Macklin brothers, to the show, man. Appreciate having you guys. So, tell us a little background about, where you from, and what brought you here to Orlando. And of course, our theme of the show is create your own lane. So I know we talked to your brother about it. So I just want to just let you know the theme of the show is about creating your own lane. So give us some background from where you guys are from and how you got here in Orlando.
Well, we both from Virginia, Portsmouth, Virginia. And for me, my most part was when I came to UF. I used to always come to Orlando with one of my teammates, and I just loved the area, you know what I mean? So when I left college, I just kept on thinking, like, I want to move somewhere. So this area where I wanted to come to specifically was in Orlando, just like the Winter Garden area. Mm-hmm. But when we came out here, it was just so much, like we never seen before in Virginia, like the building, the growth, like everyone around. Like from Virginia, we just seen the same streets, the same homes, like no buildings. So when we got here, it was like, man, this is like amazing. So we want to start businesses, you know what I mean? Just build from there and just do something different that we're not used to seeing from where we from. But we seen a lot of people out here moving that way.
Got it. So when you started out basketball, UF brought you to Florida.
Yep.
And both of you guys came at the same time, or?
No, I was still in the Army, so he was in college. I was actually in Afghanistan, so basically I came out here right after that. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long you served?
9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
Man. So how was life like transitioning from that back to the real world?
It was pretty easy. I mean, doing security, I had my family, so it wasn't like I disappeared. And
Got it.
everything was just better. Like, it wasn't that hard. Like, getting back to, like, a regular routine every single day, that was hard because I had freedom now. I ain't really had to be somewhere at 5 o'clock, at 6, at 7, so it wasn't that bad,
So in the military, are you doing when you left, does your MOS translate to civilian life?
Yeah, of course. Like, if you're an MP, you can come out and be a police officer, or if you do cargo security, you can do security out. It's the same thing. You just got to make sure you put it on your resume, and then it's pretty simple.
Oh, so you was an MP?
No, I did security, but I did cargo. So when I came out, I still was being that I was in the Army, I can get security.
Okay, that's really easy.
Yeah.
I know we touched on it earlier. I know you was going. I'm actually from Hampton.
Oh, 7.
Yeah, Hampton, and because I moved back down here from Newport News because my dad was in the military, retired in Alabama, but all my family's in Virginia, so I know about the 7 cities.
Yes, sir.
That's where all the ballers at right there.
Yeah, man. Football started now. We get some hoopers out there now for the most part.
Yeah, some hoopers. Iverson, Vic, Marcus Vic. There's a lot up there, man. So is the competition better up there or down here?
Football, for sure, they got football down here. I would say football is big in Florida, you know what I mean? But we got a few stars from 7-5 that do their thing. But basketball, it's a toss-up. It depends on the year, you know what I mean? Like when AI and them guys was coming out, they had like dogs. Then you had, Vic and, obviously the Lonzos and Joe Smiths. But then there was a gap, like a huge gap for a while, you know what I mean?
Correct.
So that's when Florida was... obviously. So, and I noticed that when I got out here to Florida, I started seeing how it was, you know what I mean?
I would definitely say there's a gap now because I don't really hear too many people coming from VA as that era right there where Iverson, Vic, Marcus, Joe, and all them. I think Patrick Ewing from there too, correct?
No.
He went to Georgetown, but...
Yeah. Currently, we got Dorian Finney-Smith from Portsmouth. He's from the 7-5, so he's in the league with Dallas Mavericks. So that's
I didn't know that.
For the city, yeah.
Okay, good old Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Do y'all go home and visit any?
Yeah, we go back here and there. It's a little different when you know what I mean, when you go back. So we try to be in and out.
Trust me, I understand. I know when we go, we used before my aunt passed, we used to go to her house. She was the one cook. We didn't really do too much. It was like a family reunion every time we went home, anyways. So that's pretty cool to hear some other people, some fellow Seven Cities.
Oh yeah, thank you, man.
So look, I really didn't give the proper introduction to Vernon. Vernon is a professional athlete. Right now, he's over playing professional ball in Korea. So, from the standpoint of like from college, did you always have professional like as your goal, and did playing overseas, was that part of the option or the plan? Like, how was that transition going to play international ball, and then like how's the dynamic with your family and living even now? And then what role did COVID play in that whole process? Like how you transitioning with that?
First, like for me, when I first came out as far as playing, I didn't even think about overseas until literally a conversation. My mind was all NBA, you know what I mean? Because when I got to Florida, I was playing well. I was like, I'm going to the league. I got drafted and everything. I played a year in the NBA, but I had a conversation with a friend of mine. He asked me, what would you do your backup plan? At the time, I didn't have one. He asked me, would you go overseas? And I was like, I don't know about that. But my first year overseas, it didn't work well for me. I stayed for 2-3 months and I got out the contract because I just couldn't mentally do it, you know what I mean? But now I'm 9 years in. So it's like, with my family, and my son was born at the time. My son was just about to be born, so I couldn't do it. I just got out the contract and came home. But now it's like my family understand. I get them in my contract, so they'll come out at a certain time, so I get to be with them for a certain time. And depending upon the deals I take, depending upon how long I got to stay, whether it's 7 months, 4 months, 10 months. But since the COVID, it backed a lot of things up. Like I'm normally going by now, by like mid-August, we'd be gone, but depending upon your visa, my visa expires, so I gotta wait now till they accept more visas.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's how
That's
COVID
crazy.
happened. And this is weird for a lot of players.
And so I heard you say you got drafted. What round did you get drafted?
Second round.
Okay, so you played 1 year?
1 year,
So
Detroit.
what happened after that 1 year?
For me, it was like I got to a team with a bunch of older vets. And at the time, 2011-12, like it was like a vets league. Now it's about the young guys. They let the young guys shine because they understand your franchise can grow from young guys, not too many old guys. So, but when I was in the league, it was about the vets. Like Ben Wallace, it was his last year, so I was behind him. We had Charlie Villanueva. We had like older vets, so I wasn't getting as much playing time. So
Gotcha.
even though I was practicing hard, when it came to the game, they played the vets, you know what I mean? So by it was time for contract year, people was offering me non-guaranteed deals. At the time, my son was about to be born, so I took a guaranteed deal and was thinking in my mind, I'll just get back over there. But
So with non-guaranteed, that means you get paid when you play.
well, non-guaranteed at that time, you know what I mean, you go in a training camp and they don't got to pay you. You got to make the team, you make the roster. So if you get hurt in training camp, they'll pay for the surgery and then you go from there.
I didn't know the details into that till you just explained that. I just thought, dang, that's crazy.
Yeah,
so you go to training camp and do all that and don't get paid.
I did that 2 years of my career. I went to New Orleans training camp, and I went to New Orleans was the training camp. I actually talked to the GM and literally walked out like day 4 or day 5 because I realized it wasn't gonna fit. You know what I mean? They had me going through everything, like early mornings, and it was non-guaranteed. And I had hurt my knee, so I was like, I'm out of here.
Wow.
So I just literally walked and went right overseas with that kind of a knee problem, but it was a guaranteed deal. That's why I continue to do overseas because they guarantee my contract.
Guaranteed.
So if anything happened, I could take care of my family.
So I'm assuming your knee got better.
Yeah, it did, but at that time it was bad, so I was nervous. Like I can't be over here in non-guaranteed contract. My knee's starting to hurt. They cut me any day. Like I got to feed my family, so I just left just like that.
Oh, you done educated me on something that I never knew that.
It's wild.
But I already know it's just different. So how is like life? Do they treat you like a celebrity over there? Like how is that aspect? It's the same dynamic as like NBA players here in the U.S. as they do overseas.
It depends the country. Like I done been in the Middle East where it's like nonchalant, like they got money, so it's like they don't really care about the basketball. But I done been in the Philippines where they treat their local players like they're in the NBA, so their PBA is like the NBA, so they love you as fans. You be on TV shows. So the PBA in the Philippines is probably one of the most celebrity type player roles you can play overseas, probably like China. And I would say maybe like Korea, like those are big markets. Like Spain and stuff like that, those are big markets. So they treat you like a celebrity, but not everywhere overseas treat you that way. They just walk past you sometimes.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Is the pay I know it's not as lucrative as NBA, but is it still good?
It's good. You got some guys who turn down certain situations. I wasn't in that situation, but some guys that have a bigger deal overseas than a non-guaranteed offer. So some guys will be overseas and make like a couple million. Some guys will be overseas and make, 6 figures. Some guys overseas make $20,000 for the year. So you know what I mean. It differs on where you play and your status.
So did you play against Lonzo Ball, his brothers and them?
Nah, I didn't get to play against those. They actually, when I was in Japan, the team I was on in Japan, Kawasaki, the year Lonzo and Jello was going overseas, they actually tried to get on the team. They sent like an offer to the team, but it was like, we didn't want to do it. But that would have probably been the closest, but the team was thinking about it for the like publicity, I guess.
Yeah, because all the publicity they did have behind them. Gotcha. It's very interesting.
So, what is like that transitional moment that like you go to college, you leave, you go to the league, you end up overseas, all right? Now, what does that foundation look like for us long term? Like, do you have that structure? Okay, so after this, we finna launch this or we finna push this? Because I know the brother got the mobile detailing, and I know he'd be booming that. So like, far as creating your own lane in your own way, like how does that look for you?
For me, I love the game of basketball, but sometimes the business side of things be a little bit different. So I started like thinking business. So all my moves to basketball has been business related since for a while. So mine would be something along the line in business. So whether it's agency for players, whether it's, management, like it's just something I want to, that's the role I'm taking. Like, even like small investments in certain ways to do those things as far as, making it out the basketball. That's the lane I want to take as far as that. Not like being, no disrespect to the coaching style, but like I want to do like the business side of things, because at the end of the day, no matter how good you is, that business is going to outweigh that, period.
100% correct. And especially being a coach, you always can be in and the next day you out. That job is, especially these days, coaching is definitely not guaranteed if you think so. You can have a good year and then the next year you go
out of there. Yeah. Now, do you see any opportunities for like young athletes coming up between the NBA and the international market? Do you see any opportunities where young athletes could position themselves a little bit better to take advantage of, maybe the international market where you got more guarantee or, to give more options of what they can do for structuring themselves after college?
Something like now, when I came out, the D-League/G League wasn't an option. Like you can't, it was $18,000 for the year. But now they're making it different. So they offering guys sometimes 6 figures, giving you a chance of getting to the NBA. But if you don't have that chance, I will honestly say like right away, depending upon your situation, like if you don't have that time, because with this basketball, that timetable is real short. You don't really understand how short it is though. But if you come out of school and you thinking about D-League for the NBA and it ain't looking that bright, like my thing I would say get overseas, get a nice situation, get some bread, and then you can make that route. Because I knew guys when I was in the D-League, when I was in the NBA, they sent me down. It was guys down there hurting, you know what I mean?
Really?
Like just struggling, getting money like $500 every 2 weeks, you know what I mean? Trying to figure it out. It was wild, man. And I was just sitting down there. Like at the time, I was on the NBA contract, but I was confused. Like, man, dudes is like leaving college and doing this. Like, you might well go overseas and get whether it's $5,000 a month, $7,000, something. Like you dudes getting $1,000 a month over there.
So the D-League, everybody's not on guaranteed money?
No, it's 2 or 3 contracts, and you can get released at any time unless you're one of the guys who like a marquee guy, like you either a top guy in college and just barely missed the draft and they tick you over there because the team gonna pick you up. But other than that, like you go there on your own will.
It's like pickup.
Yeah. On your own will. If you go on your own will, it's like pickup. But if you like a top guy, it's not. But if you on your own, it's like if you like a guy 3 years moved from college and you ain't got a resume and you go, it's like pickup.
What? At all them games they play?
Yeah. And you travel 3 planes.
That's like that dude. You a Lakers fan? Yeah. Remember the dude that came with the Lakers?
Ingram. I played against him.
He's like the legend. He played in the D-League for like 20. They calculate how much money he made. It was nothing.
Bro, dude made like out of all that time, dude made like
$50,000 a year or something.
Like close to like 200. Bro, all them years.
All them years. That's crazy.
Later D-League and scoring like.
The best 3-point shooter, everything. He came. Did he even get a contract with the Lakers?
No.
Nah. You think about the damage his body took for just that? That's crazy.
He was a substitute teacher on his off time. Like I knew him, you know what I mean? So when they was done, he was doing substitute teacher, you know what I mean? I knew a lot of guys when the D-League was over, they would go get a job, then start back over in the D-League.
Man, you gotta have real passion, man.
But
So-
if you're doing all that, the chance of the NBA finding you is very slim to none.
Very
And keeping
slim.
you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're looking at guys who closer, who you know what I mean, resume closer, great in college, doing well. You know what I mean? They're not looking at a guy that far removed, so you're wasting your time and theirs.
So, Vernon, so how do you play in all this? The sports, do you go to his games overseas sometimes to check him out?
Yeah, I mean, now I gotta work, so I can't go overseas. But before that, yeah, I have to go to all his games. Like, that was my main goal. And when I went to the Army, it kind of slimmed down. But, yeah, I try to go to 99% of his games, so.
Look, tell me about the mobile detailing. Like, tell me about that. Like, because when I first found out about you guys, like, it's booming on social media. So I don't know how long before you guys had started. So give me the background about the mobile detailing, because now you guys are everywhere. Every time I look on social media, you got the Rolls Royce, you got the Bentley, it's looking good, you know?
I mean, we did it together. Like, we did our homework, and we took a lot of months just making sure we ain't make that many mistakes. You can make mistakes, but you try to minimize and just take the smartest route. And the social media, that's all, bro. Like, I kind of got away from social media for a while when I was in the Army, so I ain't really deal with that. He real familiar with that, and I went to the school, and we just wanted to make sure we did it professional, did it right. And
So from listening to him, y'all do a lot of luxury cars.
yeah, we do all types of cars, but yeah, we do a lot of luxury cars.
How you even tap into that?
What you mean? Like, just networking, just like I said, networking on social media, passing out flyers, passing out business cards, just driving by, or they see you detailing and they ride past and say, hey, what about me? So it's all kind of ways you can get to that. There's all kind of ways.
So what was the turning point where you said, man, I gotta do my own thing, you know, and I think this is what I wanted to be?
When I was about to get out of the Army, and bro, we've been talking about it for a while, and just, you know what I'm saying, from where we came from, we kind of wanted to have something that we can say, we did this, and can't nobody take something away from you that you did. It might lead you on your own, but can't nobody take it away from you. Like, you still got that feeling. So we were just like I said, we did our homework, and we thought about this, and he had a good idea, and we figured it out, and just hope for the best, and just put in the hard work. That's all.
So what challenges you guys face? Because I already know, you know, don't nothing come easy. So what challenges you guys face building a business?
I mean, it's endless challenges. Like you know, saying competition. You might got to get to a new area. Somebody there been there before you, so they kind of gonna trust them more. Or maybe, like I said, bro, with social media, networking, doing a lot of dead ends. Like, you got to put yourself out there, but you can't make it's a luxury, so you can't make somebody do it. You got to just show that you out there, show you doing a good job, and be like, hey, you know, I mean, you got to get your car clean. You know what I'm saying? Like,
correct.
You know what I'm saying? You can do it yourself, which is cool. Ain't no wrong with that. But if you want it done and you're not a professional, like, some people can do good jobs. That's how I started, just learning on my own car. Before I even went to school, I just clean my car all the time. So I hated my car to be dirty. I ain't want to, like, I'd be like, yo, don't do nothing. So I just did it, and naturally it was like, so when bro talked about it, I was like, I've been doing this, so. But I wasn't professional, so I still had to go through the proper way to get my certificate, get my degree, get all that stuff like that. But basically just get certified, because you do a nice car, people want to, like, well, my guy's certified. They can say that, you know, they can, but I got a professional detailer. He actually went to school for it.
So I'm assuming there's a lot of people that's not certified that do what you guys do.
I mean, everybody not certified in everything, so I assume I don't know anybody, like, personal, but it probably is, you know, that's just how it is. You gotta make your money, but I'm just saying, like, it's something that you can have, it's comfort. You can be like, well, I got a professional doing my car. So
Got it.
Gotcha.
you would trust them more on a luxury car than
Yes, I would.
a regular person. Just off the rip, just you be like, oh, well, he a professional? Okay, I'm gonna take my chance on this guy before I take my chance on this guy, so.
And I guess you guys service, you guys drive to their house and clean it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's who came to your,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the blue truck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know much about detailing too, bro. Like I when I came, I had got a Detroit. I had got an Escalade, and I had went through the little factory wash, and I had posted a picture. Then people was like, "Yo, why you going through?" I'm not knowing at the time.
Messing up the paint, man.
That's what they was telling me, but I'm not knowing. And then when I came back home to Virginia, bro used to always be washing his car, and I'm like, I don't want bro to wash my car, you know what I mean? But bro, help me out. So bro was like, you can go up to the auto bill and get a car detail. So I'm not knowing what a detail was at the time, but I wanted my car to look nice. But that's how the idea started coming along. So when I used to go there and get my car detailed, one time I wanted to get a wax, and I'm like, damn, bro, this took a long time. Like, I'm sitting here for long. I'm not knowing though.
Look, wax boy drop that thing off.
But I'm not knowing. So bro helped me, like, because he used to always wash his car and then goes to the detail, and then he started explaining more and more to me. So when I started doing it, I was like, I love getting the detail, but I just didn't like sitting there. So I was like, bro, what do we, you know what I mean? But at the time in Virginia, we ain't have people coming around doing that in Virginia. Or if they did, we didn't know. So we was like, all right, we can go down to Florida. Like, we can try somebody in Florida. But we started looking, doing our research, and they obviously was big in Florida. But we was like, all right, we still gonna try, because at the end of the day, like, we just felt like it would make sense. And he went to the right look in San Diego, I think.
Yeah.
And did the whole training course. It was for like I don't know, like 4 or 6 days or something like that. 4 days.
It was a week. It was a week for sure. But, I forgot what day I left, but I know I came back on the weekend.
Training.
And I left like Monday or something like that. So.
What is one of the biggest mistakes you made, like building your business? You know, if somebody coming up is like, man, this is the stuff you want to take, you go this route.
That's tough. I mean, everybody got their own kind of thing they think is a mistake, you know, but I mean, you can trust people, but you don't want to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? When you got a business, you got to make them know that that's your business. So if you show any sign of like vulnerability, I mean, people gonna take advantage of you. So.
We almost had the guy, like you said. We almost had a guy take advantage. The first year, some guy came to us with the idea of a garage. Came to bro with the idea of the garage, detailing garage. Like, cool.
Got it.
But we started talking to him more and more. We was like not like trusting him, but bro was like, it's something about this guy, you know what I mean? And then he came with a whole angle of like changing everything with the business. It was just weird, and we was like, you know what, like we good, like, you know what I mean? Because he liked the idea, but he wanted to change everything his way, the colors,
garage.
But the garage was gonna be for like at the time, like ceramic coating is big now, but it's either done in your garage or like a detail garage. But he was gonna front or do the detailing garage, and then we was gonna like merge everything. But he tried to control everything like before we even got to that point. And bro was like, nah.
The same people that got an idea to make a business, it's got people that's trying to be like, you know what, our job is to be like, we're gonna steal somebody's business. So there's people out there that actually lurk on stealing your business. They like, you know what, if they don't do their copyright, if they don't do this, if they don't get this, we can take it. And there's people that actually like make a living off that. So
I believe you.
And that's why I say, like, when you got a business, you got to be firm, because you walk around and you just trusting everybody, it might happen to you. So
you get burnt.
Yeah. So we were like, yo, we did this ourselves. We did our homework. We're gonna keep it that way until further notice. But we open for like growth. But we don't, like I said, you got to let people know that you're not gonna just take something somebody built, because it's a different feeling, you know. So working with somebody else and building it, you don't want to just let it go away like that. So
how many vans y'all have now? Just one?
Yeah. One.
Okay. How long y'all been doing it?
What, 4? Going to 4 and a half? Like 4 years?
16.
That's why he say big on the trust, like, because if once we add someone, like I know and he know, like whenever bro go do a detail, like he's not gonna be going to nobody personal items, or, you know, like bro gonna go in there, do a detail, stay professional, in and out, you know what I mean? But whoever we hire, you have to have that same mentality to go in there and do the same thing, because they go in there and start lifting up people middle consoles and going to people, you know what I mean? Like that can be bad for business. So that's why we've been trying to get to someone we can trust. When we get to the second van, you know what I mean, it'll be the same mentality, the professionalism he has.
Because it's like, not only you got to show trust to us, we got to actually make you look presentable so these people can trust you. They can't, like, you can't just, they can be like, oh, well, you know what? Okay, I'm going to trust this guy. Like, he got a good vibe. Or you can't just have somebody out there, because that one time, that one mistake, it can do damage.
Now, have y'all tried to hire somebody before?
Well, we've been in the process of it, but we haven't fully hired nobody yet. But we always start the process of just, trying to figure stuff out, hopefully get somebody to start training. And so it's hard to find good people.
Yeah, it got weird both times, actually. We just kind of was like, you know what, we're going to kind of He's always back. Because once again, it's still weird because if bro can't show up one time and he done train him and everything, and they go over there and start doing different things that he not normally used to doing, that's you lose this client.
It's bad luck right there.
Right away.
And then plus referrals at the end of the day. Yeah, referrals all day. So that's why you drink all that water.
Yeah, and then like it's like if somebody just working for you, that's not their business. So we all been there, a younger age, working at a fast food joint. You just throwing the patties up there. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get the job done. So you don't want to get a detailer that can just be like, oh, I'm just trying to breeze through to get this money, and then he damage a car or because he being nonchalant. He don't care about the business. He just care about I just want to clean his car. Yeah. So now like that can happen if you hire somebody they trick you, but they not even really got a good work ethic. So you got to like have somebody that really want to work that's not gonna mess up a car.
Yeah, it's like when I do a lot of video work. Now you can always hire somebody to do video work, but you want somebody that has passion in what they're doing that's not really collecting a check. Because you want them to be creative. They want, whatever they're doing, make it spotless. Just like when you clean the car. And it's hard to get people to have the same vision that you got. Because when you do get somebody like that, you're going to trust them. Like you just said, they're going to do the same exact thing that you're going to do, especially in a tough situation. What would he do? And you never got to worry about the end of the day. And I think, as entrepreneurs owning the business, I think that's the hardest thing is anything is finding somebody that you trust, that you don't have to be out there 7 days a week. Because when you got that backup person, that's your leeway to get some freedom.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Mm-hmm. And word of mouth is huge. That's what's been helping us a lot too. Like I do a lot of stuff on social media, like engaging and like leaving comments and saying stuff, going from there.
You ain't Emmett.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I want to say, like Emmett, no, real talk. Like when Emmett when we first started following each other, I would look at Emmett page like, how you know him, Mike? But he's engaging, you know what I mean? Because I was, but I took a part of that and started doing it, and it actually started working seriously with the business, like just reaching out and engaging, like whatever it is, and then they start returning the favor.
Look, at the brokerage, from other people that's agents, they notice one thing about Emmett, like, man, your broker, he likes and comments on everybody's stuff, on the whole team.
His name out there,
like it's crazy. It's like that's something little, but it's big though.
It's big, man. It's like big. You have it with that. No, real talk, and because if we had an Instagram page since we opened like 4 years, and then this year, I just was on it. You know what I mean? Engaging. I'm like, oh man.
Oh, so engaging really works.
It really works. Like it's not even to the point where you just being annoying. You just being nice. Like like not even saying, hey, come follow my business. It's like you just being nice. You gotta be out there. It went up. We about to be like 4,000 now. We was like a 300, 400. Just the actual followers. Like no buy, no boat, no bots, none of that.
That's crazy.
You gotta grind, man. Yeah. Bro, you gotta put hours in. Like just.
It's a real job.
You gotta put hours in. You gotta put, you gotta put hours in, man.
Just like, okay, so, do y'all know Crabman 305, right?
Crabman 305.
Down in Miami.
I think I heard it, but
okay, so they're like, let me see what they follows at right now.
That's 100,000.
And they're 169. So when I met them, I think they was maybe like 30,000. So I asked them, like, look, how y'all growing y'all followers so fast? Because when I met them, they was in a garage serving food. All right, but one of the owners like, man, he's like, I work it like a job. At the top of every hour, I post a picture of food every single hour. At the top of every hour,
really
post
that memory,
and that's how the followers really started to grow. He posted at the top of every hour. And it's because you got to look at the metrics of your IG followers, right? And if you look at how many people's on it, they're different people on it every hour.
Exactly.
Different people. He tapping into somebody.
So you're tapping into everybody, and if somebody engage and you like and you engage back, now you're introducing yourself to those people audience every single hour, and then within that hour, other people who you just introduced your business to, they're going to introduce it to other people in that hour. And so you got 12 hours or however many hours that they do it every top of every hour. You getting more brand exposure. So, of course, you can see how it multiplied from like 30,000 to 169,000.
I tell them, when I'm going head into the gym, like I'm like liking pictures, comment, you know what I mean, engaging, like, follow back, whatever. Like from morning time, then like in the afternoon, like, you know what I mean, at nighttime if I go to sleep, so they wake up to it. Mm-hmm. But even with the detailing, they're big into cars. So overseas. I'm in Japan, like in pictures and cars. You know what I mean? They following us, so like they engage me. But like you really got to work it though. You can't just cause we just used to post pictures and just sit there. Yeah. And just see how it work. Like that ain't gonna work. We just go to the hashtag and like the pictures. They ain't gonna come over with it.
So I would say that's the biggest mistake. Thought you gonna just post it and watch it work.
I was taking it from my Instagram. Like man, I post on my gram. People like pictures, but nah, I ain't. I already had the followers. You know, we were trying to gain the followers and people to see the business. It was not shaking like that.
So business since the Instagram has started going up, has business picked up tremendously too? Yes. So y'all get a lot of leads from IG?
Yes, and we learned how to do ads on Facebook.
Yeah, social media is.
So nice. do y'all even pay for like marketing and advertise outside of like flyers?
Ads, I did. I learned how to do the ads on Facebook, so to get different campaigns, who to run the campaigns to. Then I continuously run into details. So
speak our language.
Yeah, I've been on it, bro. Like this time, 15, when I came home, I was in the office in my crib. Like, bro was out there grinding detail. I'm like, all right, you out there? Because I just came home from a season, so bro was like, yo, you can just rest. So when he was out there, I'm like, all right, cool. Since I'm here, I'm gonna just be on the computer, and I just started figuring it out on the computer, just going the whole time, and then start like shaking, like
slowly.
So how many people y'all averagely work with weekly?
It depends.
Before COVID.
COVID helped though.
It ranges.
COVID helped y'all out.
That one month when it first, because everybody wanted to be clean. Like we want to be clean. You know what I mean? Like right away, it was like getting clean.
You clean your house up. You hand sanitize everywhere. Like if you get in a dirty car, you can just feel out of they feel out of place.
So y'all was busy.
So they want their car clean too, because I think you driving to the store.
I came over there last time, bro.
You driving to the stores. You driving to the shops. Like you driving to all these places that people might have it. You like, you know what? They always say go out and be clean. You like, I gotta clean my car. I've been to like 14 stores this week. Like I gotta clean my car. Like,
does it mean you was washing certain cars a whole bunch of times during the week?
It was. I think at one point it was like 5 one day, then 4 the next day. We had one community did, and like a community was.
It'd be 11 cars. It'd be every day.
Dang, I knew COVID helped out a lot of businesses. I ain't think about that.
Yeah, and then bro had the idea. He thought the idea about the hand sanitizer. And that was a good idea. Like it made people feel even more safe. Like they were like, yo, they come clean it. They get your hand sanitizer. Like they were like, I'm glad I called this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I glad it was. So it worked out. It worked out for us.
Oh, that's real though.
Yeah. It was panic mode when it first started, but then we were like, you know what? People gotta be clean. Yeah, it was panic. Who don't? I mean, if you say you have panic mode, really, like in that point as an entrepreneur, you probably you lying to yourself.
But you know what? When COVID hit, one thing we did add, because we only used to meet once a week. We only used to meet once a week.
Nah, we do you do the PB6 training, the Western name. You like 3
but twice. But when COVID hit, we added 3 times.
Yeah, because Wednesday too. Yeah.
We added Wednesdays, but and I can say that the business exploded as well. So, but we just added more trainers. Really, we just added more trainers throughout the week. And
we didn't come to the office.
Yeah, we didn't come to the office. I think the office is overrated.
Sometimes bad situations it brings out something to certain people.
Yeah, we just started coming back in the office. I would say within this last month. This whole time we came in just on Wednesdays to do podcast stuff for Wednesdays the other day. But now every day now it's kind of going back to. I ain't gonna really say normal because they talking numbers spiked up, but normal anyways. I know John crazy, ain't it?
It's crazy.
Everybody about to start back buying TVs. They talking about Walmart got a new wave of people buying groceries for the 3rd round. I'm like, what is going on?
They about to mess up all that holiday money. They trying to put everybody in panic mode. So
I know.
That's crazy.
They ain't gonna put me in no panic mode.
No, man.
That button definitely ain't being pressed.
No, we really was just ready to turn up though. For me, when I see panic, when I know other people are panicking, I know that there's a lot of opportunities finna come about. Mm-hmm. And so for me, my radar get cut on. I start looking. I'm looking at numbers. I'm seeing where the opportunities finna come up at. Mm-hmm. And if I see, for us, I knew that there was going to be a lot of professionals, real estate professionals, that's going to be sitting on the sideline because they're scared. I said, okay, while they sitting on the sideline, we finna run it up.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, we finna run it up.
And that's how me and bro was. We weren't scared. Like me and bro weren't scared. We were like, you were like, look, man. We were like, look. I mean, like we did our precautions. We had our masks, we had our gloves, we had our spray. Like we did our precautions. But we were like, yo, we're gonna be out there. Like we're not gonna just be like, oh, we're not gonna come out there because of this. Because if you can go to the store and get some food, or you can go do this, you can go do a detail. Like you can do that. Like, so you can't say I was safe at the store, but you around 500 people. But I'm doing a detail, nobody's around, I'm there by myself. The client's inside the house. So I'm actually way safer than you doing a detail than you are going to get groceries. Get gas. So I was like, man, bro, yo, let's just.
Look, I know y'all making money because I got my car washed and I'm mad they couldn't clean the inside. They talking about we ain't cleaning the insides right now. I'm like, God, dog, that's what I really need.
Yeah, it seems so.
It depends on what's needed inside, like shampoo. Yeah, but it's definitely it can go up, like depending on what you need. You know what I mean? If you just want a basic, it can be chills, but it get to the point where we just try to have it where it's either. Obviously, it's on you first and foremost, whatever you want. But some people get it to the point where the clients want either like bi-weekly or, you know what I mean, monthly, so they get to the point where that's the ones where we get the kind of help when you know on schedule, all right, this Thursday we show up here at 9 o'clock, you know, because so they the ones that kind of help. That's when bro be doing.
Oh, that's crazy. So people on schedule to get their cars washed.
Yeah,
it's cool. Yeah, we like schedules. We'll give you a reminder.
Dope.
Yeah,
we send out email reminders and everything, so it'd be pretty cool.
And you build that trust. You know, you build that trust that they had you on the schedule. They show up. They, hey, what's up, Mac? Hey, what's going on? You know, like that. Hey, you know what I want. This and that, like, it's cool. You know, I get it done. It's like,
Go ahead and run it up.
You want to get to that level. I want to get to the level that I'm with, like that with everybody. That you know me, you know my brother. You show up, we gonna get the job done. Whoever we train, get the job done. So like, that's actually what you really want to shoot for. You know?
Now, being that you guys are from Virginia and you relocated here to Florida, built business, do you feel that being from Virginia, building a business here in Florida, you feel like it's a disadvantage, or you feel like that's an advantage being like out of your normal element?
I would say advantage.
Yeah, it's an advantage. If you can thrive in a area you're not familiar with, then you actually build way more confidence in yourself because you don't got no safety net. So people, they always want to have a safety net because they expect to fail. They like, yeah, if I fail, I got my mom, I got this, but you go to where you don't know nobody, it's just you and your bro, you like, yo, we not gonna fail. Like,
so do you feel like it's because, do you feel that you can have the same success if you was to build the same business back in Virginia?
I think I'm gonna say it from this point of view. If my name, if my basketball name wasn't attached to it, I would say yes. But because our city, everything is so small, they can be like, oh man, he played basketball, so he probably already got something. And I'm not giving him the money to do that too, you know what I mean? So that's the way it kind of was in Virginia, you know what I mean? So I think if we would have been there and it wouldn't have been Macklin's
another name,
something else, it would have been a different way to push it. Because I don't think there's no money there. I think it's just that they would have probably looked at it as like, I'm not giving him no more money. They don't even know what I have. They just know me from basketball.
Yeah,
so that's why.
So they don't want to give you two. Yeah, I can see that. That's why a lot of people.
Crazy.
I think a lot of people in different professions the same way. They end up doing better somewhere else because everybody know them. But like, man, I remember him growing up.
They judge you off your work alone. They don't judge you off of like what they think you got, or they judge off your work. They're like, do a good job, yes or no. Correct. That's all that matters to me. Like, but you go home, you can do the outstanding job. They gonna be like, nah, man, I ain't getting that guy no money, man.
He probably got some already.
Yeah, let me get a free one or something like that. All right, cool. I mean, you can get a free one. We got that plan. You can get a free one, but we can get your first one free. Like, that's wild. So
You know what? It is right. You at home, everybody want that homeboy discount.
yeah, I give you a homeboy discount, like I said, but the first one ain't gonna be a homeboy discount unless it's different. Like I said, you ain't just come to me out of nowhere and be like, yo, come do my car, bro. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, I know why you saying this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dog, I know you be busy.
It got its days, you know, but that's a good thing. You want to be busy, so.
Yeah. How long it take you to do a car?
Like I said, it always changes. Like, because no car is the same. So like, you can have a car that somebody just drove it once, and it might take an hour to do. That same car, somebody might have came from a road trip. Yeah, so that's gonna probably take 3.5 hours if they want the wax, and your whole got buzz everywhere. So like I said, it always changes. That's a good thing though. It's never the same. It's never the same time.
Well, that's good.
So being that, well, first of all, what areas around Orlando do you guys service? Do you serve all Orlando or mainly like West Orlando or?
No.
We'd have been everywhere almost. We've been this whole surrounding area within what, hour and a half radius.
The only thing is like going that far, like Orlando, like if you go too deep, like what past 30 minutes, it's got to be like either a gold or a platinum or a 2 detail. So like, it can't be a silver. He's not gonna drive the 35 minutes for $35 detail. So it had to be something. But other than that, like right around Winter Garden, Windermere, Kissimmee, Clearmont, like it's a lot. Like, but we've been in Orlando as well, just not too deep unless it's gold or platinum.
Now being that you guys are a minority-owned business, do you guys get any like pushback about clientele, or do people try to like not let you in the community? Like how is that?
Oh yeah, I done had some scenarios at the beginning, but it was 1 or 2 situations that somebody be like, "Oh, there's no soliciting, you can't do that out here." You pass out the flyers and people get mad. You get 1 or 2, but that's just life. You can't really let that bother you. You can't expect everybody gonna be like, "Oh, well, thank you, buddy." Like so.
Yeah, you
just let it go. I mean, like I said, me and bro, like I said, we grew up kind of, hardened, so we don't really let stuff like that get to us mentally. And I went to the Army, so I'm not gonna let somebody just say, "Hey, buddy," it's not gonna faze me at all. I'm just go my way. I just passed out 500. You just the one that didn't want it, so that's not gonna bother me.
I was nervous. See, I ain't gonna lie. I told him I was nervous. I was over to the car. I was tiptoeing to the car. Like, "You wanna put it right here, bro?" Like he was like, "Yeah, you good, bro." But he was used to. He got turned down a few times. But like I was overseas when I came back. But I was just trying to do the flyers and all the business cards. But I was nervous. I was even nervous to speak out about the business. You know what I mean? Like I ain't really know how to speak on it without making you think I'm leaning on you to use it. You know what I mean? So I was always playing the background, like not really saying much. And we was out for 4 years.
Gotcha.
That's how.
You more comfortable now, though, ain't you?
Yeah, way more comfortable. But that's just how I started getting with the area too. Like I was really like just when we came out here, I was always gone. This is as long as I ever been in the area. Like I always, over the first 5 been here, was going on 6 years. Yeah. The first few years ago here, like maybe through the summer, 3-4 months, and then I'm back overseas.
Dang.
As long as I've been here.
Wow. So how you liking it now since you've been here?
Yeah. Well, it's changed. I know for a fact it's changed over the years because it's grown to be like more comfortable and But when he first came, I'm pretty sure he was a loner. Far in between.
It was like the 3rd or 4th crib we got. There, 3rd or 4th crib, I think. Yeah, it was a loner.
Yeah, it took a minute to develop. Like he's over in Horizon West, so it took a minute to develop.
He's over there with y'all.
Yeah, I think he's like a couple neighborhoods down.
Oh, okay. Dang, y'all moved in. Y'all was there before you.
Yeah, because even
they want nothing.
No, it wasn't
Walmart. No, not that Publix.
You got here when I got here. I've been here 6 years, Orlando. Yeah, I've been here 6 years. Yeah, because right there, that Horizon West area, nothing.
Nah, man, it's just dirt roads and
dirt.
Orange groves.
God, nothing over there.
Well, I was driving. I think I made a bad move. It was all dirt back there. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, now I went overseas and came back. I was like, yo,
it's booming.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
never seen that before.
Bro, that junk built up so quick in 6 years. Like Publix over there, Walmart, movie theater. All the homes they building, like, man, I remember it was nothing but trees and stuff driving from there to Macklin, from Four Corners, and all that junk they got built up.
Yeah, tremendously. So, any real estate investments?
Not yet.
Not yet. I know we spoke about it.
Yeah, I had backed out of fear at the wrong time though. It was a friend of mine got burnt, and fear. And I was in fear, like, oh.
See, we talk about that a lot, man, because I got a lot of NFL friends, former NFL friends, former NBA, and also some artists. And a lot of them, their past experience when it comes to investing is not good. But at the same time, who were they investing with? Who was the person mentoring them about the process? What I always like to tell them is, just you have to understand what you're getting into. If you don't understand it, then take a step back. And if the person who you're doing business with can't teach you, then find somebody else, because you should be able to learn from the person who's helping you make the investment, so you understand what the return and risk will be and should be, and what your return should be at the same time. So it's just different. I think a lot of people, when a lot of people they target like professional athletes and so forth, and they abuse the access to funds. And so because of that, I think that they instruct and mislead people to make investments that beyond the comprehension level. And if it's beyond the comprehension level, then that investment shouldn't be made. Just like what we do with regular first-time home buyers. Like somebody come to me and they want to buy a $500,000 house and they never bought a $200,000 house. Then look, let's take steps. I want to show you how to get to the 500 without you overextending your budget. Correct. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with, taking steps and then investing up. But you got to understand what you're getting into, understand the risk liability, what the overhead and carrying cost is going to be for that investment vehicle. So then you know exactly how it's going to play out for you to invest up, transition out, or turn it into a cash flow property. So with that being said, I think a lot of the athletes, again, are being targeted to invest in something that's far beyond their knowledge or comprehension at that particular time. Mm-hmm. And they're not being set down and educated about how to make that investment properly. I think that in due time, with the proper education and patience, you can bring somebody's education level up to the proper point where they can be confident to make that decision and understand who they need to put in place to help manage it. Because if they're occupied, whether they're overseas or wherever, and they can't manage it, they have to make sure they have the right people manage it, or else it could be a good investment, but it'll be an investment poorly managed. Which, especially if you're doing commercial, if you understand how the commercial assets and how the value is determined, then you understand that the property management is very important of that investment vehicle, because you can buy for one purchase amount, have poor management, or not do your proper due diligence on the leases and other aspects of that commercial building. Then at the same time, you can invest bad going in, or allow things to lapse. We look at, let's say you go into a 20-unit apartment, right, and maybe 50% of the units have brand new leases on them. But those leases shouldn't be calculated to determine the actual amount for the unit, because they're new leases. And how many leases is about to expire? Is 10 of them about to expire? So, now you have 10 new leases that you just hired, that they just signed. You don't know if these leases are good. You don't know the backgrounds. You have to check the backgrounds, but you don't know if they just signed these leases just to occupy the unit to verify the value. And then you have 10 that's about to expire. Really, you got a bad investment if you're investing off of those leases, because you got 10 that's about to expire, 10 that's new. So that's another story. That's another podcast. Yeah. But look, man, appreciate you guys stopping by, man. Keep inspiring. I know that you guys are seen in a different light from the hometown. I know you're them hometown heroes, but man, keep shining, man. Keep doing what you guys doing, man. And of course, keep balling, man.
No question.
Appreciate you guys.
VA
all day.
Oh yeah, VA, man.